Joe Sedlak, and we are going to be breaking down one of the fights on UFC 163, Vinny Magalhães versus Anthony Perosh. And this is at 205 pounds, and it's an interesting matchup because it puts two guys whose main strength is grappling, and it could very well be a loser leaves town affair with Anthony Perosh being 41 years old and coming off a brutal 7-second KO loss, and Vinny Magalhães is also not in an enviable position with the UFC, being that he's currently 1-3 with the promotion, and his last fight was a rather unimpressive decision loss to Bill Davis. And if both guys, they're in an interesting spot because I would say that Anthony Perosh is in the better position here because he's 41 years old, coming off a brutal KO loss. Not a whole lot of people are expecting much out of him. Everybody knows he's a good grappler, but he's old, and he's been through some wars. I mean, his last fight, his fight with Crow Cop, he's taken some abuse in his career. And Magalhães, he's still young, but right now he's 1-3 with the UFC, and he didn't look particularly impressive the last time out. It would be hard for the UFC to justify keeping him around with a 1-4 UFC record. And I would almost say too that he has to win impressively, because his last fight was a real snoozer with Bill Davis. His striking just did not look up to par with UFC standards. And it's no secret that the UFC would like to trim down their roster. And if he doesn't put on good fights, then well, we all know that if you don't bring it, then you're expendable. So anyway, back to the head-to-head. Both guys, it's well known that their main strength is grappling, and I would say, most would say that Magalhães is the better grappler, and that's probably true. He's also younger, and he didn't get beat up as badly in his last fight. So, but he's also known as one of the more one-dimensional fighters on the UFC roster. I mean, there's not much he can do outside of grappling. He's not a great wrestler, and he's a mediocre striker at best, as we saw with the Phil Davis fight. So, on paper, Anthony Perosh should have an advantage if the fight stays standing, but looking at what happened in his last fight, I mean, you don't know what his chin's going to be like. There's a possibility that, there's a strong possibility, actually, that this could be a very crude striking affair, since that does tend to happen when two strong grapplers go head-to-head. So if I had to make a prediction on this, I would have to say Vinny Magalhães by second round TKO. Only because he's the younger guy. He knows, he's the guy who he's got much more pressure on him to not only win the fight, but to actually look good and to actually perform. So, it's like the UFC, they're giving him a chance to get back on the winning track with this fight. This is his fight to lose, and he even said that if he doesn't win this fight, he deserves to be cut. And I think I think there's a lot of truth to that. If he doesn't win this fight, he deserves to be cut. So I'm going to take Magalhães in a second round TKO victory in what should be a relatively close and entertaining fight while it lasts. But he's the younger guy, he's fresher, he should win this fight.